is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2, is that I want to go into the topic of America being the great whore, okay, that sitteth upon the scarlet colored beast, okay? And I was curious. I asked ChatGPT, according to Revelation chapter 17, 3, 4, the woman that sits upon the scarlet colored beast is America. Why is America described as a whore according to recent global events? And ChatGPT just gave the whole breakdown, okay? Everything we've been saying here at Great Millstone, starting with our apostle elders on down, okay? When it comes to America being Babylon the Great, also known as the whore, all right, that sitteth upon the scarlet colored beast. And so, hey, this is Yahweh Shai, all right, revealing everything, okay, for his elect, all right, and that's why he raised up prophets, okay, to bring out the truth, all right, and the elect are going to hold on to this truth, all right. That's why it says in Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? And when you go into this word stability, it's I'm a one, all right. This is an this is a ma, this is a wa, this is a na, I'm a one, all right. There it is, faithfulness, truth, faithfully, all right. Firmness, fidelity, right. This is, all right, another way of saying a faithful person, okay, or belief, all right, demonstrated by continuing loyalty and support, right. And the elect are going to have continuous loyalty and support to Yahweh Shai, all right, because Yahweh Shai, okay, gave us the truth, gave us the breakdown, all right. Without Yahweh Shai, we wouldn't know, all right, the full breakdown of why America is the whore that sitteth upon, okay, the scarlet colored beast, or sitteth upon many waters, all right. Also, America being Babylon the Great, okay. So it's through Yahweh Shai we can receive this, all right. That's why Yahweh Shai is very important, and he's worthy to be praised and worshipped daily, all right, because he died on the cross, all right, so that the books can be opened, all right. That's why in Revelation chapter 5, see, this is why you pseudo-Hebrew Israelites, you ain't got it, all right, and the Lord is going to start judging y'all, all right, and breaking your jaw lines, because your mouths need to be stopped, all right. Your mouths need to be stopped. Revelation chapter 5 verse 1, and I saw on the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. 2, and I saw a strong angel proclaim with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book, right, it's talking about the Bible, the understanding of the scriptures, and to loose the seals thereof. 3, and no man in heaven nor in earth, neither on the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. 4, And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. Right. And this is why Yahweh Shai is worthy to be praised, because all right, there's no mortal man on the earth, okay, all right, was worthy to open his book, all right, because no mortal man could do what Yahweh Shai could do, all right. 5, like dying, going on the cross, all right, and dying for the whole nation, all right, giving himself up as a living sacrifice, all right, the lamb, right. 5, and one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay, this is talking about Yahweh Shai, the root of David, right, because he came from the lineage of King David, which proves that when Yahweh Shai was born, all right, he had a father and a mother. And his father was Joseph, because Joseph came from the line of David. Okay, that's why that whole virgin birth, nonsense, immaculate conception, all right, from these wacky tacky plantation Christians, all right, is madness. Have prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Right. So Yahweh Shai was able to open the book, all right, because he was found worthy for what he did, all right, so that we can get the understanding of the scriptures, especially when it comes to, once again, all right, America being that woman that sits upon the scarlet colored beast, okay? And again, I asked ChatGPT, why is America described as a whore according to recent global events? All right? Here's another scripture. I'll bring this out. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, all right, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right? When you go into the NLT version, but you, Daniel, keep the prophecy of a secret. Seal up the book until the time of the end, right? Because it's in the end that now we are going to get all the secrets, all right? Because of what Yahweh Shai did, all right? When many will rush here and there, and knowledge will increase, right? And this AI technology, all right? Hey, this is a thorn on Esau's side, because if you ask like ChatGPT or Grok, okay, specific questions, all right, pertaining to the scriptures, and if you know the scriptures, all right, that's the thing, you got to know the breakdown, all right, so that you can ask the AI, okay, the specific question, it'll give you the right breakdown. And this is it. Because again, all right, I already came at ChatGPT, all right, assuming that ChatGPT, all right, knows that America is the woman that sits upon the scarlet colored beast, right? And the scarlet colored beast, just for edification, okay, it's talking about NATO, all right, NATO and the EU, okay. And what does scarlet represent? Red. And who are the rulers of NATO and the EU? The Edomites, the so-called white people. Okay? So now let's go into this. Your interpretation that the woman in Revelation 17, 3 through 4 represents America is one of many symbolic understandings of the passage. This chapter describes a woman arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, holding a golden cup full of abominations, sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast with blasphemous names. She is later called Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Let's unpack your question from a prophetic and symbolic lens, using recent global events to understand why some may interpret America as the woman, the whore, described. Symbolic parallels between America and the whore Babylon. Economic power and excess. Revelation 17 and 4, gold, pearls, and luxury. The woman is described in extreme luxury, a symbol of global wealth and indulgence. America is one of the wealthiest nations in the world. It's actually the number one, the top wealthiest nation in the world, okay? That's why it's known as the the glory of kingdoms. Let's get that in Isaiah chapter 13 and what is it? 18? No, 19. And this is talking about the destruction of Babylon the Great America. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Right, that's key. All right, this is how you know this is talking about America. All right, this is not talking about um, what they call today modern day Iraq. Okay, Iraq is not the glory of kingdoms. Iraq is a shithole. Okay, I've been there personally. All right, this is talking about America, Babylon the Great. Babylon, the glory kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right, and this is another clue. All right, because ancient Babylon wasn't overthrown, okay, like Sodom and Gomorrah. Ancient Babylon was taken down by Darius the Mede in a surgical strike. Okay, you can look that up. It's in the book of Daniel, chapter 5. All right, so and then Babylon became a vassal state, all right, to the Medes and the Persians, okay? So it wasn't overthrown like Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's all right. So this is a good scripture to bring out how America this is the glory of kingdoms, okay? From this what ChatGPT is saying. America is one of the wealthiest nations in the world with a culture often criticized for materialism, consumerism, and economic exploitation. That is correct. All right. Don't they say when you watch these economic channels like CNBC, all right, or Yahoo Finance or Bloomberg, all right, the talking heads always say consumers, consumers, consumers. Okay. Right here, this is heavy right here. The US dollar dominates global trade. Many see it as the golden cup, a symbol of economic seduction used to influence and control nations. Right. Okay. By the dollar. All right. These nations have drunken off of Babylon the Great, that golden cup. All right, because of the US dollar. All right. It's influence, its control. Spiritual adultery. In prophetic language, a whore often represents spiritual infidelity, turning away from God's truth while appearing religious. Right. This is why you idiots out there talking about Trump's gonna uh, make America great again and make it a God fearing country. It's total BS. All right, it's appearing religious, but it's not. All right, he still allows these weirdos and freaks. Right, what it says right here. Right, America claims to be a Christian nation, yet much of its policies and culture exports promote values contrary to the biblical teachings, such as promoting abortion, LGBTQI ideologies, globally, war profiting, and moral relativism. Right. Okay. But here's the part right here. All right. America is number one. All right. In this behavior. All right. So there you go. But it comes off appearing like it's whole, like represents the Bible. All right. With all with the presidents will go swear on the Bible. All right, but they don't follow none of what the scripture says. All right, it's all deception. Okay. 3. Global influence and corruption, with whom the kings of earth have committed fornication. U.S. foreign policy influences almost every nation on earth through military, economic, and cultural alliances. Yup. Some argue that America has enticed nations into alliances, wars, or economic systems that are unjust, like perpetual military conflicts, sanctions that cause sufferings, or IMF driven debt traps. Yup. Okay. And these nations, they have to go to the IMF, which America controls, all right, to get their country out of, debt situations, which it was all designed by America to do. That's how America's able to control these countries. All right. Driven debt traps. Yep. Cause all these wars. Then these countries need to borrow money for wars, which they're borrowing from the IMF, and America controls that. Hollywood and media, often viewed as modern prophets of culture, spread values many consider immoral. Yup. Military political power. Here, this is the big one right here. All right. The beast she sits on. The Scarlet Beast could symbolize a world system, possibly to revive Roman Empire or global governance upon which the woman rides. Wow. Okay. Which this is facts. All right. The beast, NATO and the EU, which America is at the helm of, which sits on, pushes the image of the beast. Okay? The image of the beast. All right? America is arguably the head of the beast as the world's foremost military and political power, steering international order through the UN, NATO, G7, and economic sanctions. There you go. Okay? So when you get, once again, let's go to Revelation 17 and 3. I'll start at 1, but the point is in 3 and 4. Revelation chapter 17 verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Right. All right. And the waters represent peoples, nations, and tongues. All right. 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Right. Okay. America's philosophies. All right. They have all gotten drunk off of it. All right. The culture. All right. The influence. 3. So he carried away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Right, again, here we go. The beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is NATO, and America, all right, is at the head of it, sits on it, okay? And ChatGPT broke it down right here. This is powerful stuff, man. Okay, let's continue on. 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Right, and the precept to that, with the golden cup, all right, is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Again, all right, America pushed the philosophies, okay, the culture onto the masses. All right. The nations have drunken off her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right. Okay. And now the nations are highly upset because they realize America entrapped them. All right. They they fell in love with this whore. Okay. Who was basically ended up infecting them. Okay, that's what it is. And now they're upset because now it's got to be through war in order to get this whore, okay, out of their country. And that's how we know America is going to be destroyed by fire, because it's all being set up for this place to be destroyed. Recent global events that reinforce the symbolism: endless wars, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya. Critics argue America has caused destabilization under the banner of freedom, but often for control or profit. There you go. Sexual immorality and pornography. The U.S. is the world's largest producer and exporter. Oh man, that reminds me of Revelation, the 14th chapter. Okay? Where it says, I'll start at 7. I'll start at 6. 6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. 7, saying with a loud voice, Fear the Most High, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worshiped him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the mountains of waters. Right. And really, it's worship Yahweh Shai because his father gave the blueprint, okay, gave him, all right, the instructions to create everything you see, okay, everything from the heavens to the earth to the sea, all right. Yahweh Shai built this, okay. That's why he's worthy to be praised, okay. Because you know what? Let me get he because we just read uh Hebrews um the last 2 weeks in our camp. So let me get Hebrews chapter 1. Yeah, right here. God, who has sundry times in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. Right. So the Lord always used prophets to speak to his people. 2. Hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. You see that? So it was Yahweh Shai who made the worlds. Okay? That's it. Just want to get that point. So that's why Yahweh Shai is worthy to be praised, all right, and worshipped. 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Again, America is the #1 country for pornography, right? That's what ChatGPT brought out. So what does fornication mean? The Greek word is porneia, right? Illicit sexual intercourse, adultery, fornication, LGBTQT lifestyle. This too is big in America, okay? So there you go. So, hey, ChatGPT calling it out. This this group, U.S. embassies flying pride flags globally, pressuring other nations to adopt Western values. Yup. Okay. This is America's the one pushing this onto the whole world, man, and that's why these Eastern countries are getting upset. Okay, economic inequality, widening gaps between rich and poor while promoting debt-based global capitalism. Yeah, man. Yup. This is the whore, man. Support of corrupt regimes, U.S. backing of foreign leaders for strategic gain, not righteousness. Yup. Okay, that's why they'll support terrorist groups. All right, if it's in their favor. All right, like they were backing ISIS at one point. All right, and they still do. All right, even they're the ones that created ISIS. All right, and let me retract that statement because they still do. The ISIS was a creation of of Babylon the Great, as well as them JJs. All right. Prophetic tone. She saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Yet the plague shall come in one day, death, mourning, and famine. Yup. If America is indeed the woman, the prophecy warns of a sudden fall, not from enemies alone, but as a judgment for her abominations. All right. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at this. Final thoughts. Check this out. This interpretation isn't universally accepted, right? Because only the elect are going to accept it. Others suggest the woman represents Rome, the Catholic Church, right, which is totally off. Okay, because the Catholic Church of Rome don't have that influence like America does. Okay, or future global system. But your lens of prophecy is valid in its own symbolism, especially when considering America's global power, her moral and spiritual direction. Right, total decadence, her seductive influence on the nations. The image of the whore is a warning of judgment, calling for discernment and separation from Babylon's ways. Uh, and this is talking about the deliverance, because Revelation 18:4 is talking about when the elect get beamed up, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Right. This is when the elect get delivered into the chariots. Okay, and you have a big chariot. All right, that's A Harvard scientist is saying it's heading towards this direction, and it's not friendly. Yeah, man, it's going down. So, Lord willing, is us edifying. Again, even ChatGPT, right, is giving the breakdown exactly what we teach, and this is the revealing, because Yahweh Shai said that everything will be revealed according to Luke chapter 12, verse 2 again. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. You see? So, Lord willing, this is less edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray with us, and pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. For the sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, picture, cover, shalom.